guys. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good. So I'm going to guess that more people know who you are than know who Ryan and I are. But for our listeners and those who might not know, this is Mik and Starla from Our Family Plays Games. And we are extremely excited to have them on the show. And we're going to talk about some games and have some fun tonight. So anything you guys want to start with before I get into our questions?
Well, we always introduce people to who we are. And so for those of you who don't know us, I'm Starla.
I'm Mik.
And we are
Our Family Plays Games. Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
Awesome. So on that note, how long have you guys been playing games?
About 9 years.
Well, no. We've been playing games all our life.
Yes.
But we just got into the modern board game hobby 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're old gamers. We go back to Monopoly and Sorry. And so we played all those board games.
Yeah. What this was in the questions I sent you, but what was your first gaming experience that you remember? Like, did you play at your grandparents or with some cousins or something?
Well,
for me, it was by myself. So, you know.
Yeah, well, for me, my mom always got me a game every year. So every Christmas, you get a game, you get a doll, you get, some clothes or whatever. So whenever I get that board game, my cousins would come over and we'd all play as a family and we just have fun, playing with the new Monopoly or the new Clue or whatever it was. Because Mik and I are both only children. Yeah. So I had a lot of cousins though.
Okay.
And
Did you,
for me,
go ahead.
Yeah, for me, my first experience is when I'm gonna date myself, but way back in the day when I was a kid, it was a Walton B Dalton. No, it's Walton Books, Walton Bookstores. Oh, it was a B Dalton.
They're both. You have Walton and you have B Dalton.
I think who was first? It's B Dalton.
I can't even tell you who's first.
I think B Dalton was first.
It was B Dalton, and they used to have the shelf war games in there, and I was interested in World War II when I was like a kid. And I saw this game called Submarine by Avalon Hill. Yeah. And I saw that you could do solo on it. And you were like, a German U-boat, wolf pack, taking down British ships during the Battle of the Atlantic. I said, I want that game. And I can do it by myself. So I begged my mother to get it. It was kind of high. And she was like, what you going to do with this thing? It looked complicated. I said, let me try it, Ma. So she bought it for me. And that was my first experience at really board gaming and also modern board gaming at that time.
Have you two played UBoot together?
No. She don't do war games. She don't do war games.
Okay.
Do war games.
I didn't think you did, Starla, but I just thought I would ask because it was really popular a year and a half ago.
That's just me. That's just me. Yeah, that's just me. And I haven't played UBoot yet. But it looks interesting. I definitely would try it though. I definitely would try it.
Yeah. Okay. Have you both played Mastermind from back in the day?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, when you were talking about like Monopoly and Clue and everything like that was one of those that me and my cousins played. 30 years ago too. So it just made me think of that game. Like there are all those games that used to be the standards, and just lots of good family time.
We see what back in the day, I kind of convinced my mother to play some games with me, but these were back in the 80s. I was a 80s kid, so one of my favorites back then was a Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if you remember that one or not. Where you had like your ships were trying to get around this Bermuda Triangle, this kind of like thing that was in the shape of Bermuda Triangle, and it had magnets underneath, and each ship had a magnet. And if your ship got taken over the big cloud, your ship got sucked up on that magnet. So that was a pretty cool game. Bermuda Triangle. Then there was a game that had the IP of King Kong when King Kong came out back in the day. Yeah. I played King Kong. And Tank Battle was another one back in the day. So all those Sub Hunt, I think it was Sub Hunter. that I played. So it was a bunch that I played back then, and I had it, and I convinced my mother to play. She didn't like it, but she did it. You know, she did it.
That's a great mom. I mean, I have a friend that I play D&D with, and his mom was his first GM, and she didn't know what she was doing at all. but she loved her son, so it was like, okay, you beat the first bad guy, so here's a magical sword, and you know she didn't know how to make it powerful, but she did it because she loved him. So I totally get that. Like, sometimes you just do stuff with your kids and play the games because you love them. That's really cool that your mom. I mean, not every mom's going to play Avalon Hill games for sure.
No, she didn't play. She didn't play Submarine. She left that to me. That was solo. That was all solo.
Right.
Yeah, that was all solo.
Okay, but I mean, the other ones still. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing anything with Grant right now? What's he into with you guys?
Whatever we play, he gonna play.
He plays pretty much. Anything we ask him to play, and we do have to ask him.
We gotta ask him.
He got to get him off his video games, but he's pretty flexible.
Yeah, he'll play with us. Yeah, he'll play.
What's the last? The last thing we played was
with him.
It wasn't the alpha. It was something else.
It was the alpha.
That was the last one?
The alpha.
The last thing we played with him was the alpha.
The alpha. By Bicycle Games.
Yeah.
By Bicycle.
Yes.
Yeah, the little card game with dogs and stuff in it.
No.
Wolves.
I'm sorry. Wolves, not dogs. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. What are you guys playing anything tonight? You two, or what are you guys up to?
Not tonight. Yeah, during the week it's kind of hard because we work full-time jobs, so it's kind of hard to play during the week.
We try to get in, but they're usually like filler games or something like that. But our big major game we played this weekend was the Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Yeah,
we played that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah. Game. What did you like best about that? I've been seeing that one going around for a while because they were promoting it last summer on it. Go ahead.
I like the worker placement aspect of it. That's one of our favorite mechanics, which is worker placement. So I really like that. And I really thought it was unique to be worker placement and card drafting at the same time. So
it's a bunch like that. You know, Dune Imperium like that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Like that, but I did like that though.
Yeah, the theme is strong with it, where you're like, you know, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, you know, so I really enjoyed that, you know, and just trying to, find different things and open up different opportunities where you can go put your worker placement in. And it's so tight because you only got 2 workers.
You
only got tough. 2 workers, so it's tight.
That was really tough.
It's fun though. It's fun. It is fun.
Yeah, I love a game that has tight decisions like that. Like it makes it really fun. So, what? Your channel has done a great job of reaching out to so many people who aren't into board games. How would you describe your channel? You meet somebody at your workplace. I don't know how big your workplaces are, and they say, "So I saw you have a YouTube channel, or I saw you on I don't know, you were on a bunch of different things last summer, NBC and you know, you got picked up by the Dice Tower and African American Network and." Just a Good Morning America. You got all over the place, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But if somebody just sees a segment of that and they're like, "Tell me more. What is that about?" How would you explain your channel to somebody who really doesn't have a connection to modern gaming?
Well, you know, we think of ourselves more like we're like entertainment for board games. We're not going to be hardcore, so we make it. We're kind of very easy for you to get into what we talk about because we're not going to bore you with a bunch of rules and weigh you down. Yeah. You know, we're going to tell you about the games from our perspectives. So we try to make it easy for people to understand that the gaming hobby is a lot more fun than you think it is. Yeah. And so we try to show them the competitive side that we have and how it keeps us together as a family and as a couple so that more people can relate to it, that it's more than just what you did when you were a kid. I mean, we really compete as
Yeah,
a
we
couple.
do.
So,
Woo!
you know, we want to work out some
Mhm.
issues. We do it on the table.
Yes, we do. There's
So-
blood on the table all the time.
So
Blood on the
that's what
table.
we like to tell people. It's
Yeah.
really a unifier for families and couples. And so
Mm.
check us out and we kind of explain that.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing is that we just don't talk about board gaming. We talk about our weight loss journey that we're
Mhm.
going through right now,
Yep.
and other
Yeah.
things that's
Yeah,
happening.
things that's happening, current
You know, current
events.
events. You know, because
You
if we
know.
didn't talk about what
Yeah.
happened lately, that wouldn't be us. So we talk
Mhm.
about different things that's happening, you
Mhm.
know, around, and just say, you know, we're just saying that we're a
Mhm.
family.
Yeah.
We're a community. So let's just talk. You know,
Yeah.
we're inviting you to our table. So let's
Mhm.
just talk and have a good time.
Yeah.
And yes, board games will come up,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of other things that we can talk about too.
Yeah. And we just
Yeah.
want more people, you know, to feel welcome in the hobby.
Yeah.
We want to be that presence that says, okay, no matter where you're from, who you are, what you look like, what's your racial background, there's a place for you in this hobby. And we're
Mhm.
going to tell you and show you that we've made a place for ourselves and you can too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important.
Mhm.
And that's why I mean, that's one of the big reasons I was super excited that you guys accepted the invitation. Is I mean, there's no way around this. For a while, the board game tabletop industry has been dominated by guys that are more like me and Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still are.
Mhm.
But you're exactly right. It is something that can bring people together,
Mhm.
and I love that about your channel. Is that you're always sharing the love. You're always saying thank you to people, and you're always extending just grace and I mean, I'm losing my word here, but you really make it seem like it's both fun and this is a community that can be bigger than
Yeah.
what people might assume.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how do you keep
It
up
should
that kind of? Is that what were you gonna say, Ryan?
I was just saying it should be. It should be bigger. So
Yeah.
it's a big
Yeah.
old tent. Time to fill it.
Yeah. It is.
Mhm.
It's too many games out there. We got people to play them. We need people to play all these games out there.
How do you keep up that energy though? Because man, I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. I imagine it gets tiring sometimes. Like I don't know if you're familiar with what happened on Twitch this last week and all that,
Yeah.
and the PogChamp thing.
Yeah,
And then
I
of
know
course,
that. I know what happened. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then of course, there's just trolls. Let's just leave it at that. There's trolls who don't appreciate diversity and want to control things.
Mhm.
How do you keep up your energy when the internet isn't always a happy place?
Well, you know, we haven't really been hit by trolls that
Mm-mm.
hard because if you notice all the pictures of all the people that
Mhm.
wear our shirts and come in,
Mhm.
we're building a community. And
Yeah.
and we keep saying that we want this, we want
Mhm.
everybody in this family
Mhm.
just to have some fun. So the people who are trolls, they don't want to deal with us anyway. You know, they
That's
say, oh,
awesome.
they're a little bit too they're a little bit too black for us, so we're gonna leave them alone.
Yeah,
So
we haven't had. I mean, we've had a couple of
a
people
couple,
when we
yeah,
first started
yeah.
out that said a few things, but other than that, everybody has been so
They
positive
have.
and so supportive, and we really appreciate that. And that's what we love about it. I mean,
Yeah.
people have really, you know, gravitated toward us, and we appreciate them.
Because I think the ones who don't want to deal with us
Mhm.
are
They
not
just
going to deal
don't.
with us. They're
They
not going
just
to deal
don't.
with us,
Yeah.
you know.
That-
So, but the people that want to deal, they're building a community.
Yeah.
It's the community
Awesome.
that we want to see.
Yeah.
So, and you know, the energy,
Mhm.
I mean, that's us.
That's who we are.
You know, I mean, we're not putting on the acting on.
Mhm.
That's who we are in the
Yeah.
house. You know, we sit down at our couch
Mhm.
looking at TV. We talk about
Yeah.
things, talk about current events, talk
Yeah.
about what's going on.
Mhm.
The way we are on screen, that's how we are.
That's
We
true.
just be talking.
Yeah, I think we're a little less animated tonight just because we had a long day at work.
Yeah.
But
Who's less animated?
well, I'm a little less
Oh,
animated.
okay. Because
You're
I'm like this
always
all the
animated.
time. I'm like this
But
all the time.
you know,
Yeah.
you had a long day at work, but when we tape, it's a day when we've had a chance to rest and be
Yeah.
ready to go. Because I mean, when we're talking, we really mean what we say.
Mhm.
We love the games we talk about.
And just like, you know, with the situation that happened, you know, in our country, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, we talk from the heart because,
Yeah,
you know, that hurt,
it does.
you know,
It still
but, you know,
does.
we're
Yeah.
encouraged of how this you know, this country stayed together and want some action. We want some change. So, you know, that's all we ask, you know, like we want change. And like we said at the end, we just want everybody to treat everybody like human.
Be good humans.
You know, be good humans. Yeah, be good humans. That's all we asking for, you know.
Yeah. You know, that's how I got introduced to you both. Was a friend I worked with at a game store. He's like, you have to check out this channel. They're hilarious and they're a lot of fun to watch. and he's like, I just enjoy watching them. And just the energy that you both brought is what got me into watching your channel. So it's infectious, and I appreciate it. It's really cool.
And, you know, we just want to, you know, make people. We just want to have fun. I mean, that's the basic thing. This is what this hobby is for. Fun. So let's have fun.
Yeah, release the cares of the day. Sit down, have some fun, enjoy yourself, and then you can go back to your cares later.
Yeah, because if you're not pulling out one of these board games back here or somewhere and not having fun, what in the world are you doing? You know, I mean, you wasting your time.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting the energy. I'm gonna hit up my wife tomorrow night. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, we haven't played a game in a couple of weeks.
Oh God, a couple of weeks.
Let's play Jaipur.
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
You gotta do that.
I got a 7 and a 4-year-old. I'm not.
We understand.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
So
we were there.
We have played some games. We haven't played some parent games in a while. You know.
Yeah. That's true.
So I mean, this is interesting though. Starla, why don't you play war games with Mik then? Because if Mik's saying these games are fun, let's play these games. How do you guys deal with that part of it?
You've missed some of our episodes because if you watch the episodes, I told you guys. I told you, I only play what I like.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And if it is not cute, I'm not going to play it.
It was
most war games are not cute.
Yeah.
I like stuff that's colorful, that's fun. It doesn't have to be light because I mean I love some of the harder things such as Terra Mystica, you know, and
Huns of Teutonica is not cute.
No, that's not cute, but I do like the mechanics.
Well, the new one is the new one kind of
how the game plays. But if I like it, I'll play it. I always tell people, don't ever feel guilty not playing something because if I'm at the table, I want to have a good time. I don't want to be at the table playing something because you like it and I hate it because then that takes away my enjoyment. So it has to be an agreement. So that's why Mik has his games he plays himself. And I don't have any that I play myself. I play with him all the time, but he has his solo stuff. I let him play his solo stuff and I'm okay with that. So I just want to play what I like because I want to have fun.
Yeah. It's all about having fun.
Yeah, it's about having fun.
I actually knew that, but I wanted to hear it and pull that out of you because I think our show here we try to share it with some people who are more maybe casual gamers or who are just not into some of the stuff and sometimes all they see is some of the heavy stuff and they think oh that looks boring. And I think your answer was spot on. Play what you like and express that, and you're gonna have fun, and it'll be fine.
The quickest way to lose a gamer is to make them play something they don't want to play. And we've worked with enough people and we've done little smaller cons. And when we meet new people, we ask them, what do you like? Do you like cards? Do you like worker placement? Or we try to explain what worker placement is. Do you like dice? We want to get them at the table doing something they enjoy because if you're trying to explain this game and they don't like it at all, they're not going to be happy. And so we really work on finding what people like. And that's how we get people in.
And, you know, another reason is, you know, when we were on Good Morning America, you know, we got, you know, some people question like, why'd you talk about, you know, Catan and Ticket to Ride? You know, we see all those games you have behind you. Why you didn't say some of the new hotness and stuff? Why you didn't say that? But the reason why we said those two games in particular, some people don't even know nothing about them.
Yeah, so they're new to them.
They're new to them.
They're not new to us, and they're not new to people in the hobby. But the people we were talking to on Good Morning America are people who don't even know this hobby exists.
And then also, those games are readily available everywhere. You can get to them. You know, so that's why we really said those because they're gateway games, especially, and they're fun. You know, they're fun. Plus, some people don't know what's been going on with this hobby. Some
Yeah.
people, all they know
They don't
is
know.
Monopoly
They
and
don't know.
and Jenga and take and Connect Four. That's all they know.
Yeah.
So you talk about like there's a game where I can put trains down. Really? What is that? So hey, that's what we're shooting for.
Exactly.
No,
I'm caught up on games to 2015. So. I will say, Starla, another reason not to play war games too often is I like war games a lot. I think as the more you play them, the more likely you're going to end up wearing suspenders. Like I got my suspenders upstairs. We're going to have to.
I don't like suspenders.
Yeah.
No.
Dodge the war games.
We were supposed to, Ryan and I, just for some background for you guys, we were supposed to get together after I moved back to Cincinnati. I had been living up in West Michigan, and my father-in-law has had some health stuff going on. But the first game that we're going to play when we get back together is going to be a crayon train game, because neither one of us has played one in the last 10 years. So we're trying to challenge ourselves, but that's where the suspenders comment comes from.
Yeah.
Getting the beard a little longer. Got my fingers.
Yeah.
So where would you, as board games continue to grow, because this is something. There's two parts to this question, so I'll ask this first part. Where would you like to see board games in 3 to 5 years? Let's talk about that, and then I might have a follow-up depending on how you answer that. Does that question make sense?
3 to 5 years. Well, one thing I want, designers and publishers to find more stories.
Yeah.
It's just so many zombies you can put into a game.
Yeah.
It's just so many times you can go around Greece and trade. And it's so much you can see about Rome and how they fail. Let's talk about other, game and no more Vikings. Come on, no more Vikings. We had enough Vikings. Come on now. How many Vikings we gonna see? We know what they did. So, but it's so many other stories out there.
Yeah.
And from other cultures, creeds, races, everything. Find those stories and bring them to life in a game. Yeah. That's what you got to do, and they need to do that. Just don't stick to the tried and true. Find others.
And just see more people of color and more women being involved, and more families. Because we when we started into this hobby, we would go to the different cons and we just saw adults. And I'm thinking that a lot of people are missing out, their families. And we had a preteen at the time. Yeah. Now he's a teenager. There were no kids there for him. And I'm going, teenagers would really benefit from this, because we see the benefit he gets when he's at the table. So we want to see more families get involved and not let this just be a hobby for adults. Let families enjoy this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are both really, really great points. I've got an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old, and man, my 12-year-old, I can tell he thinks differently after playing a game. And I think that's something that a lot of people, they could see that as a benefit if games were talked about differently. Yeah. And Ryan and I have talked about this a little bit. Like, in American culture, it definitely seems like board games, for the majority culture, it seems like board games are kind of shoved to the side as like something for some people to do, but it's not. I guess, how do I say this? Family time isn't seen as building each other up. Like, family time is often like, how can we just get through the time that we have to get through together? Rather than how can we build each other up, whether it's losing weight together, or learning a new skill together, or playing a board game together and building each other up through all of those experiences. So I like that second part there. But going back to the first part too, I know you've worked with a couple of kind of, shall I say, alternate board game companies. When I was reading up on you guys, can you any that you want to highlight or talk about? as you lift
Alternate
up
board
some
game
of
companies or just board game companies?
What's alternate?
those. Well, I'm trying to think of the words that you use, Mick. Just stories that aren't necessarily mainstream. How do we amplify voices?
Okay.
Let me ask it that way. Is that a better way to ask it?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
Well, I think the thing is that a lot of these designers and publishers, they're not going out trying to find new voices. They're not trying to find them.
Yeah.
And I think they need to really, try to find, I'll give you an example. I love Unmatched from Restoration Games. And I think that Mundo, I forgot who else makes that, but I love, Unmatched. In Unmatched, there are not too many people of color in that. And it's not even one that looks like me.
Yeah.
So I had issue with that.
Yeah.
And because it's a great game, but I had issues. Now they've finally come out and said, oh, wait a minute. We have some superheroes coming out. We have Black Panther and we got Luke Cage coming out. Yeah, that's cool. But there's still other Black characters out there that you can pick up. Recently, they did a, they want the community to come up with some cards and characters for Unmatched. I threw out there, I said, hey, what about John Henry? He's a good one. John Henry got that big, hammer. He'll beat somebody, to death with that hammer, get the hammer. So a lot of people came behind and said, hey, John Henry, that's cool. Let's go for that. So that was on Twitter. And a lot of people showed support for it. Luckily, when they came out with the top 5, characters that they're interested in, John Henry was one of them. So I'm really excited to see John Henry in there. And not just, the regular, superhero characters, which I do want to see. I want to see, Luke Cage and the Black Panther, definitely. But to see, an urban, kind of legend of John Henry, that is really special. And I hope he gets out there, and I'm excited to see what they can do with him.
Absolutely.
Because if you can bring Bruce Lee in there, you can bring John Henry. You can bring him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, talking about my own kids, but I think representation is so important. We watched the acceptance speech with Biden and Harris that night, and I was like, boys, you're gonna watch this whether you understand it or not, because when our new vice president speaks tonight, it matters. It matters that she, first of all, that she's a she, because girls need somebody to look up to that's not a standing up there and talking, and it matters that she looks different than you and me. So, and I think the same is very, very true in board games. We need people that are in all the fields, all the professions, to represent people, but we also need that in the things that we have fun with, because if we're only having fun with one type of people, it implies that type of people is somehow better. And that's ridiculous, right? I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a designer here in Omaha who is African American, and that's Marcus. What's Marcus' last name?
Ross.
Marcus Ross. I forgot his name. Marcus Ross.
And
I was saying, a really cool game would be, because Jack Daniels, the company, said that, hey, they admitted not too long ago that the formula that makes the Jack Daniel whiskey was, kind of made from a Black man, a former slave that kind of trained Jack Daniels in how to make whiskey. And Jack Daniels made a separate company for that guy, in his name. And I said, Marcus, wouldn't it be cool to have a worker placement game surrounded about him, and kind of how to make whiskey in Kentucky, and put him as the kind of lead of it. That's what you got to come up with, to give us a great story about this man, and also representation. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone right there.
Yeah. That's awesome. So he's working on it right now?
No, I was just throwing out there. I was just telling them. That's suggestion. Marcus, if you're listening, work on it right now. Start working.
Oh, no. I was like, worker placement and whiskey, and let's do it. Okay. So As you think about that, one of the questions that I asked, and Cole Worley brought this up when we first talked with him, but alternative forms of winning and alternative victory points. Pointed me back at an article that I had read a few years ago and forgot about, but I went back and read it again, and just thinking about different ways of looking at the world. Do you have for yourself, either both of you together or Starla and Mik, do you have a game that really highlights an alternative way of winning that helps to amplify different voices too?
Alternative way of winning.
Yeah, well, so the point of the part of the point of the article, if you're not familiar with the article I'm talking about, is that in a kind of traditional Euro worker placement, you can focus in on victory points as a proxy for one person's worldview, and so by doing that, you are saying that the example used in the article is these industrialists who come in and build these Victorian factories, that their way of looking at the world, which changed the landscape and polluted the river and did everything else, that way of looking at the world is somehow more important than other ways of looking at the world. And so when you win the game, what you're really doing is saying, well, your industrial worldview is the one that is important. And so now you're the best industrialist, which is just one way of looking at the world, right?
Yeah. I think if you're forced to those themes, it's going to come out that way, and you got to find the games that promote, a better way. And I think one of them. Let's see, what games promote a better way?
I don't think points in above and below.
Above and below.
Above and below.
Yeah, above and below. Yeah.
Yeah,
because you're trying to help society.
Yeah, you're helping society, but you don't depend on points to win that.
No, you basically you don't.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I can think of.
Because some of our favorite games like Suburbia. Suburbia was that Suburbia? Yeah. You're kind of messing up the land. You're building a bigger city.
Bigger city.
But
and reputation.
But see, one game that I love that she don't like because you're doing good things, that's Terraforming Mars.
Oh dear Jesus!
You're trying to rebuild the red planet
again.
You're trying to make the red planet
with this game.
That's good science. You're trying to make the planet better.
Are we gonna talk about that every video?
You're trying to make the planet better.
Every video we're gonna talk about Terraforming.
No,
he torments me with this game.
It's a great game.
I've tried it.
But anyway.
I love Terraforming Mars, but I totally understand why somebody wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I'm lost. I'm lost.
My wife's favorite games are card games, and I think I'm going to make her hate card games to try to get her to play them. I love Terraforming Mars too. So,
well, the good thing about it is that they're coming out with the card game. And they say that the card game is beautiful and the art is beautiful. So I'm hoping that's true. I hope that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of the art. It does look really good.
Yeah.
I mean, especially after the first time when they
hit
by so many people.
But like when you put it that way, I mean, most of the games that we have, like if you put Downforce, you're racing cars around, and that's not good for the environment. And, in Clank, you're stealing, Clank is stealing. So,
and it's still points.
Yeah, it's still points
and money. And it's I think Above and Below is the only one that.
No, it's some others we just haven't thought about.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah. Now, Scoville, you're just making some chili.
Scoville?
Scoville.
Oh, Scoville's great. I love Scoville.
No.
Yeah, you're just making chili.
Okay.
You're just trying to be the best chili guy.
But I thought it was based on whether the game was based on points.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you have to have points.
You got to
win.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. I mean, don't worry about
that.
Don't worry about that. No, it's just something I've been thinking about. Like, are there different ways of looking at how to win and how to win together and things like that? Because there were definitely a few designers that dominated the market in Euro games and heavier games for a while. And whether explicitly or implicitly, that domination definitely made games go in a certain direction.
Yeah.
And we're still influenced by that.
Mhm.
And so my bigger thing isn't like, let's get upset at that, but how can we explore some new ways? So I just didn't know if there's anything that maybe you guys enjoyed.
Well,
Go
for
ahead.
me, what I like about the Euro games is that it is based on points at the end, as opposed to the games we grew up with, which was all about money.
Yeah.
You know, Monopoly is
Ah,
who has the most money. You know, if you played Life, it's about money. You know, and so now it's just payday money.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I like the fact that we're not focused on a dollar. And we just
yeah.
turn it into a numerical value, which is easier to digest for
Yeah.
me anyway.
Yeah.
I hated Monopoly because people would devastate you and you'd be broke, you know, and you're like, oh God, you know, and the Payday, you start to hate Payday because every
It's
month
real
you
life.
got to pay all these bills. So I really like the Euro aspect. I mean, hopefully we'll have other iterations of how to win, but I do like that as opposed to money.
I had an
That's a
awful
fantastic point, though. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I was gonna say I had an idea once for a board game a long time ago. I wanted to design games, and it was in the theme of what Christopher's talking about. It would have been a Euro game, and it was a worker placement game about being a manager at a temp agency where you actually place workers.
Oh, yeah.
But then my intention was for it to be kind of highlighting the vulture nature of some temp agencies, you know, and like managing that, and then and so you're still making money and you win by making money, but the process it would shed light on how that whole type of workforce kind of takes advantage of labor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you got to always remember, you know, Monopoly wasn't the Monopoly that we're playing today. Monopoly was made to show the evils of capitalism. And then all of a sudden, capitalism got a hold of it and changed that. You know?
Right. And stole it from a woman.
Yeah.
No, that I had never thought about that transition though, Starla. That's a really, really good point. I like how you made that connection of going from like, here's all these money-based games that we used to focus on, until like, hey, at least we can win something by our own merits. I do really like that.
Life has added money for experiences, which makes it a little bit more palatable.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing it with my daughter and my wife, and it is definitely super money driven, and it's kind of have to have a teaching moment at the end of it.
Yeah. But I think those games are great for kids. We started our son off with those same games with, you know, Monopoly and Clue and Sorry and Life and, you know, Connect Four. Those are great. And then once he got older, you know, we were ready to move him into Catan and everything else.
And you know,
those
Catan, they don't have no money in Catan.
Oh no, you do resources.
And you know, and Ticket to Ride, you don't have no money.
There's no money. That's true.
Yeah.
No money in Ticket to Ride. That is true.
You're just trying to get to point A to point B a whole bunch of times.
But there's no money, but there's still points.
It's still points.
It's points. Yeah, the money.
So two final questions for you, and I really appreciate your time, and you guys have been awesome. First one is, what's your best experience gaming that you two have had together that you can share? And then what is the game that you are most excited to get to the table once conventions resume normally? Because I do know that you guys went to conventions and stuff in the past.
Yeah. Game that we together. What's our best experience?
Which one did we say we just loved?
We love all of them.
We love all of them.
We love all of them. Oh, okay. Our last really, really great. Oh God, you want to think it's Dune? Maybe was Dune. Our last really great experience. Or no. No.
What?
My last really great experience was Skull King.
Skull King.
Skull King.
Love Skull King. Yep, Grandpa Beck, love him.
Grandpa Beck, he's for real, boy. Yeah, Skull King. Skull King.
That's the game. It was fun. We laughed.
That's an experience.
It's an experience. We have fun with that.
Yeah. Now Dune Imperium, we had fun with that too.
Yes, we did.
Because I love the Dune world, you know, the whole world. But you know, Starla had fun with it, you know, so that was cool. That was cool. And Calico.
Oh, Calico.
Calico.
Oh, we
yeah.
love Calico.
Yeah,
oh,
Calico.
Yes. Like I said, see, it's too many of them.
And then we also have, every time we put it on the table, it's Clank.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, we love some Clank, man.
See, he asked for one. We're gonna give you.
I know.
You might as well get a pen and paper. We'll start talking.
And then now you're talking about, what we want to put on the table at a con. So we got about 500 of them we want to put on the table for a con.
Yeah.
Because I mean, geez,
So,
to get back together.
Yeah.
Well, this is your desert island question, right? We always get it on Board Game Revolution and everything else. People are asking the question, what's the one game you're going to take with you? So what's the game that you're going to take with you first?
Okay, wait, only one?
Only one?
Yeah, just one
Seriously?
First. You can change your mind later. I just want to know what you think right this second. That's all.
What you going to take? You know what I'm going to take.
Oh, is it one combined or one individually?
You can do one individual.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to take.
If you say that game again,
you know what I'm going to take.
I swear, do not.
You know what I'm going to take.
But are we on the island together? Are we on the island together?
Yeah,
then I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to play it. So you need to figure out a new game.
I'll come to the island.
You figure out a new game.
So what we got? What we got? What we got?
Okay, so I want something that's gonna keep us enthralled.
Okay.
Oh God,
something that can change up because we're gonna be there trying to wait for the boat to come get us. You know.
I'm kind of liking Quacks.
Quacks would be cool.
I love Quacks.
Yeah, Quacks.
Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Yeah. So that's mine. Cool. So what's yours?
That you're gonna take for yourself.
Well, this is for me for us to play together.
Oh, well, I gotta play with you.
Who else you gonna play with?
Well, I can play by myself.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
I didn't pick a solo game. Okay.
Okay. No, we're not gonna go solo. We're not gonna go solo.
We're there together.
We're there together. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of time to learn how to love Terraforming Mars.
Yes, Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars.
Why did you say that? Because that's exactly what he was.
Because I got everything, and that's a whole lot of play there. I got everything. Terraforming Mars is the one we're gonna take.
Oh,
yes, and she'll be forced to play it. She'll be forced to. Yes.
Did you go all in on the 3D thing? Did you go all in on it?
The 3D.
The 3D what?
The Kickstarter. Did you know about this? Oh, okay.
What's that on me? What?
Oh, there's a Kickstarter?
No, it happened a long time ago, and it is long time ago.
Okay. I think I appreciate you both. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What? Wait. You remember I told you it's gonna be beautiful? That Terraforming Mars is gonna finally be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. It is. Yeah. It's gonna be beautiful.
It never fails to happen when we do some type of interview. I always get a new revelation.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you. I do not like you no more.
Yes, thank you, Christopher.
Don't like you no more.
Really appreciate it. Hope you both get some good rest tonight. Stay well.
We will. And we enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed it.
We had fun.
Definitely enjoyed it.